people are striking balances with regards to their educational sojourn, their social well-being, and how they should also cater to their own healthy conditions. In West Africa, young people are navigating a complex landscape where academic success is often seen as the primary path to social mobility and financial stability. With intense competition and high expectations from families and communities, students face tremendous pressure to excel in life, and that is very factual. However, this ambition is frequently met with systemic pressure or challenges such as under-resourced schools, overcrowded classrooms, and limited access to digital learning tools, especially in rural parts of countries within the West African sub-region. Alongside their academic pursuits, youths also grapple with maintaining a social life with culturally and economically restrictive environments. Meanwhile, self-care, or in other words, mental health, critically aspects of youth development, often receive the least attention. In communities where emotional struggles are stigmatized or misunderstood, young people may suffer in silence. That's why this edition is set aside to examine how young people are navigating through these difficult and different phenomena in their quest for better livelihoods. So please, stick and stay with us.
Take the Lead is back in 2025 with a brand new format. Yes, your youth exchange space will now be broadcast live every Friday at 4:05 p.m. Universal Time. And that's not all. Dear internet users and WADR subscribers, you have the opportunity to experience the show live and direct on our online platforms on Facebook at WADR English Service and on YouTube at WADR. Take the Lead every Friday from 4:05 p.m. Universal Time and rebroadcast same day at 1 a.m. Universal Time. Also on every Tuesday, your youth program will be rebroadcast at 7:15 a.m. and 4:05 p.m. GMT. Take the lead and champion the discourse for the betterment of young people.
Of course, that's the charge. You have to be aware, and even if you are aware, we will always remind you. You know, sometimes you have too many things to worry about, to do, or implement. So just remember that you are the forerunner of the young people. We cannot excel in progress without you creating the pathway. That means the elderly ones. I mean, the older folks. You are in power. You have the opportunity. You have the idea. This is how you share with the young people who are coming up to experience even far greater than you have experienced. Well, listeners and viewers, today again we have very, very exciting personalities, and they are all willing to share their own understanding about the topic. Among them is Aliyu Deming, and Aliyu is a student at the Anta University in Dakar. It's always a pleasure to speak with young people. So, Aliyu, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you in our studio today.
Thank you, Mr. Kohli. It's a pleasure for us also to be here, and I'm very glad to be here. And Aliyu is a student at Chez University in Master 2 English department, majored in linguistics and grammar. At the same time, Aliyu is a student at the ESCOA, École Supérieure de Commerce et d'Administration. It is a business school where I'm learning marketing and communication in first year. I'm at the same time the president of the Bureau of Students there. At the same time, I'm the president of the pedagogical committee of our English club at the Chez University at the same time. So you see that, as youth, we are, killing ourselves to do what we have to do and show the way to our colleagues. Let them know that, this is life and we have to embrace life how it should be. And soon we'll be, talking, about the topic and discuss it.
Yeah, just from few seconds of your own personal attributes, it means a lot in terms of how you are balancing your activities with these positions you are holding, meeting the expectations of them. There are a lot to talk about. So thank you very much. We also have Joel Manga, and Joel is a digital marketing content creator. He's right here with us in studio. Joel, how are you doing, and welcome to the platform.
Thank you. I'm doing pretty good, and thank you for having me on this show. And I'm so grateful to be here today. So actually, Joel is their marketing agent and a creator, content creator, and helping businesses, to sell their product and to know actually how to marketing their product in a better way to be able to make profit in their company, everything's like that. And also helping young people today to learn English, because English is one of the part of the world, the key of the world today, and it's very important for the youth to understand it. And I'm helping a lot of young people to understand English, and I'm glad to be here to talk about, and young people juggling between social life and social and self-care, and also in the academic area.
Great, 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 great. All right, on my immediate right is Mo Wad, and Mo Wad is a student at the Aliyu Job of Bambi University. Let's hear more from him. Mo, welcome. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, Mr. Augustin. This is a bit honor for me to be here. As you know, it's more ways talking a student at university at Ali Diop of Bombay's university. This has to be honor for me to be here. My main goal was always to be able to make the present content of English native speakers business. That's what I always have in my mind, and
Okay.
I hope I will get it the picture of fluency,
For
because I see English as the key to open the world. Because wherever you go in the world, like China, Japanese, in England, you need to have English in your pocket. That's why I make English as my priorities.
And this is why I'm more grateful to have you here, because the more we interact, practice makes perfect.
Of course.
So
of course.
we will continue to interact to ensuring that your dream comes to reality. We have a lady with us, and that's the only lady on the panel today. She's Victorine Zanan Penon, and she is a young women human rights defender based in Liberia. She's the Secretary General of a major youth advocacy group in Liberia. She will tell us more about that. But let's hear from Victorine. How are you doing, Victorine, and welcome to the platform.
Hello,
Yes.
am I being heard?
Yes, you are live on West Africa Democracy Radio. How are you doing?
I'm fine, and it's a pleasure having me on board to share my idea on this interesting and insightful topic. So, Victorly, like I was introduced, I'm involved into advocacy, most especially youth and young women. Yeah, where in our organization we help to amplify the voices of those who are unable to speak for themselves. We render mentorship and also empowerment, because we believe that when a person is in power, they go about doing development. So basically, I am a volunteer worker. I'm also a student, yet still studying. So basically, we are engaged into advocacy for youth and young women. So it's a pleasure, like I said, to be on this talk show, sharing our ideas and be able to see how best we can come up with recommendation and inspire other young people who are privileged to follow us today.
We are glad to have you on board, Victorine. So we get the ball rolling right now with Joel. Let's firstly understand, how do we strike a balance? How do we balance our lifestyle in terms of how we go about, if not really our lifestyle, but as young people, how do we balance things that we come across, not more than one things, but then we have to address them? How do we set the stage and set the time that we will address them? Maybe aspect the time, That is the hour, the meaning, or either about the day, about the year. How do we set those boundaries and then we can serve each and every activity that comes our way or as per our own personal plans? Let's hear more from you, Joel.
Well, when it's come to striking balance in life, it's very important to understand that, first of all, what is the most important thing is your well-being. So if you're not feeling okay inside of yourself, if you're not feeling good, it will be difficult for you to achieve something in life. First of all, that's why balance is important, because we can see nowadays and a lot of young people getting overwhelmed by the pressure they under on by the society. So you have to have this, you have to high degrees, you have to achieve this at the certain age. Everything around you that the society putting pressure on you just to, is kind of overwhelmed from this youth. But what people must understand and what is about balance is just like, you must know what do you want to do in life, first of all. Because when you know what do you want to do in life, so now you can just structure your time, structure your day, structure your life in such a manner to achieve what you want in life. But before that, you must understand what is your priority. Because some people, some youth, they don't understand. Because when you don't understand your priority, what do you want in life? So what it's come to is going to come to what? Distraction. So that's why you see a lot of people, they distracted every time. Because why? They don't understand what they want in life. But if you understand what do you want in life, clearly this is what I want in life, and you just like set those boundaries, and actually you just structure your day, your time, everything you want to do, you structure in a certain manner that you achieve what do you want in life. So that's why it's very important to have balance, because when you don't have balance, you will get overused and your energy will drain. And
wow,
that's what I feel.
Yeah, setting the plan. Let's hear from Ali. What's your own mindset when it comes to creating the balance and other kind of things? Like from your personal introduction, you must be occupying more than two different positions.
Yeah.
Tell me how do you strike a balance between those or among those different kinds of work that you do or positions that you hold?
Well, that depends on what you want to do and your goal. Because if you know what you want to realize, to make happen in your life in the future, then you will know how to, put things together. And when you know that, just you need to balance your activities. And with those activities, as the topic said, we got the academic activities, we got the social life, and we got the self-care at the same time. So how to balance those three to have, a balanced life? Just to begin, you need time management, because at first you know what you want in your life, what you want to realize. So now what you need is to balance your time. You know that this is the time for this, the time of this, the time of this. But after knowing that, I have time to manage. So what are my priorities, as you said? You got a lot of activities to do. But in those activities, there are some, that are the priorities. And from those priorities, you set them one by one, and that will be depending on the season. Like when I say season, like, am I in a season of learning? Am I in a season of vacation or something like that? So if it is about exams, then it is the time for study. So the priority is study. So I will try to see what should I do to succeed in my exam. So I should learn, I should do some research. So these are my priorities. And then after learning, I need to make my mind free. Then I will maybe 15 minutes of sports. So when I'm doing sports, collectively, then that will help me to both have, a social life. At the same time, I will have, healthcare. So I think that balancing, depends on what we're gonna do and what we want to do, so that we're gonna have it. And if we know how to manage our time and how to set the priorities, then it is okay.
Okay, great. Let's hear from Victor Lane. Victor Lane, like you earlier stated, you are a student. You are also a women's rights defenders, and you are also a student working as a secretary general for an institution. But let's know, how are you balancing your lifestyle in terms of the time you take to focus on your academic work, the time you take to focus on your advocacy work, and maybe your personal well-being. You are a female. I know the women love to take care of themselves, and you are a female. You love to take care of yourself. And in terms of how you balance these things, especially today is Friday, is the weekend, and Monday you will begin work. So tell us a bit about how you go about balancing your activities.
Okay, thank you. So, like you said, as a student, one of the way through which you will get along to balance your activities, that with your academics and that of your work, you have to firstly be a person of discipline. You have to discipline yourself. So discipline is one of the key factors that if you want to be, if an individual want to be able to balance in those aspects of life, like academic, social life, and self-care. So you have to discipline yourself, because the thing about balancing is not solely about you giving equal time, but it's meaning about what you pay attention to and giving your attention at a specific thing. So discipline, I would say, is one of the way. So first, as a student, you should not allow your social time to overwhelm your study time. Hello?
I'm getting you. You are live, please.
Yeah. So as a student or as a young person, because you found that most people, the reason they are being bored, they are being depressed, or they are being missing out is because they allow their social life to interfere into their academics. So discipline yourself as an individual, a young person, it helps you to be able to balance your social work or your social life rather with your academics. So this is one of the things that we should do. We should be able to discipline ourselves. And another thing is self-awareness. Probably some people are carried away by peer pressure. Some people are carried away. They want to compare themselves with others. Is you have to know yourself. You have to observe yourself. What may work for John can possibly it cannot work for you. So in terms of balancing, it is actually not easy, but with discipline and planning and also time management, it can help you to be able to balance your academic, your social life, and that of your self-care. Because like I said, it is about giving the right attention to the right thing that you want to focus on. So setting priorities is one of the ways that have helped me. Because if this is important to you, you will not allow for anything minor to like overshadow what you want to do. So you set a priorities, because priority is one of the things that make you to go for things that are important rather than those things that are not beneficiary. So when you are disciplined to these things, it helps you a lot in order to balance your social life. When there is a time to rest, there is a time to exercise, there is a time to study. Do not allow yourself to be carried about with social activities. So you should discipline yourself. When it is time to focus, it's time to focus. When it's time for business, it's time for business. So discipline, I can say, is one of the way. Even though it's not that easy, but planning and time management will help.
All right. You spoke mainly of other issues, but I took away discipline and also time management that was earlier spoken about by Aliyu. But let's hear more from more. I'm concerned about your educational sojourn with academics. You care to tell us a bit about how can the stress that you face, if not stress, but the too many activities, schooling activities, maybe assignments, maybe group works, maybe discussions, just from your academic setting, how do they also affect your personal life, that is your well-being, and that of your social, life in terms of you going out to stress freeing yourself. How do compare and contrast them?
Yeah, thank you. Regarding to my opinion and my deep thoughts, we living in the world hyper competitive, and we consider that academic performance is the key which is opening success, and seeing that there's a lot of person behind. Maybe it come from your families or their peers, even the institute. Because when you see sometimes they graduate some peoples, some students that you are in the same level, you see them graduating. So you say, why not me? I want me to be among the best, and I have to do everything in my power. Why not? And your family, they say, for example, your mom or father say, I don't have the opportunity to become a doctor, and you have the opportunity, so size it.
Okay.
So I say a lot of that person behind the scenes that puts me that puts me doing something beyond and be above beyond my abilities, and I do everything in my power. Sometimes I ruin some of my I don't care about my personal well-being or the society or those that facts is a part of the life. If we neglect all of them, they might affect our personal our academic performance.
Okay, great. I mean, Moss spoke about something very important: the impact from family members, or friends in terms of peer pressure that you will have, or the pressure the parents will put beyond you, who you want to be, and what the family thinks about you. But let me ask you, Joel. We have academics, we have the social aspect, and we have, of course, your self-awareness or self-well-being. If you were to compare the three, which one you think it's more pleasurable? Which one gives you more pressure in terms of your concentration as a young person? Is it the schooling? Is it the social life that you want to live or live in? Or is it your health condition?
Yeah, I would say my health condition. Because why I say that? Because I think that health is the most important things. Because when you're healthy, when we talk about health, we're not talking about only physically. We're talking about mentally. In your mind. If you're healthy in your mind, and everything will come to you on your body, and you will able to achieve everything you want in life. Because if you don't have that health, it will be difficult. That's why you kind of see a lot of people right now, this young generation, they're not healthy in their mind, they're not healthy in their body. That's why they stress a lot. And I would think that I would say that it's very important people to take consideration of themselves, to be aware that self-care is very important. Now we can see that nowadays a lot of young people live in a depression. Why? Because they neglect this part of their life, thinking that academy and also social life, that's the most important thing. I'm not saying those not important, no. But what I'm saying is your self-care is very important. And I think for me, it's the most part of important things in my life. Because if I'm healthy mentally and physically, I'm able to do and achieve everything that I want in life. So I would go for self-care for sure.
But which one is affecting maybe your activities the most? Is it the pressure, is it coming from your academic studies, or is the pressure coming from the social life that is maybe your peer pressures are so high to the extent that your colleagues cannot allow you to focus on your lesson? They are calling you out almost every weekend to go out or so forth. What is it?
Yeah, I would say that the pressure come from a lot from my social life. As you say that, sometimes you just kind of focus on something, to want to achieve your goals, everything's like that. But oftentimes you have those friends around you just, trying to call you every time, bro, we have to do that, we have to do it. So that's why there is a time that you have to set boundaries to say, no, I cannot do that. I'm focused on doing this thing to achieve this level, and I think that the most pressure that I get come from social life, but it doesn't mean that I have to neglect my social life. I have friends, I have family, people that I have to have fun with them and enjoy my life with them. But also, that part of my life also can be something that can block me to achieve my goal. That's why I have to be what? I have to be wise. I
Okay.
have to be, focused and concentrated to be able to what? To achieve my goals and also not neglecting my family and my friends.
Great. For you, Ali, you tell us how you manage with these different activities, and at what time do you focus on your academic studies? What time do you set aside for your social life, like going out to stress free yourself? At what time do you give yourself to check out? Do you go to the hospital regularly? I mean, tell us a bit how you managed with the three different, attributes of life.
That is clearly difficult, just hearing that Aliu is, president here, Aliu is CEO here, Aliu is student here, it's kind of difficult. But mentally, it's easy for me. Why? Because I just, as I was saying, my time management helps me. Because at the very beginning, I try to know, what the priority of the day, or what is the priority of this month, or the priority of the of this week, and then I focus there. But meanwhile, if it is about like my studies during the academic year, then I will focus myself on studying. But meanwhile, I will give time to the social part and my health, because if I'm not healthy, I can't go to school. If I'm not healthy, I can't manage my business. Then I need to focus on health. But at the same time, I need with my business to open to people. Then I will need to socialize with people. Then if I'm not social, having the social impact in my people, I can't manage my business. And the business I'm managing at this time being, in the holidays, it is about teaching. So maybe I didn't mention it when I was introduce myself. That I'm a founder and CEO of my own business, which is Deco Lab, where I'm teaching and doing some translation sometimes. What I need the most there is social part, because if I'm not social, I can't get in touch with people, let them know that I'm a teacher and this is what I do. And a teacher that is not social, he's not going anywhere. That's what I believe. Okay. So, but at the same time, managing the situation will depend on what is the priority every time. Because if this time I'm not studying, it's because there is something more important. If I'm not socializing with people, it's because maybe I'm having exams, or maybe I have to come back to myself, saying that these things, they are keeping me down. So I have to move forward so that my life go forward. Then I have to stop and letting the network there, even though I need the network, but letting it there and letting the studies there, so that I can focus on myself. Because the mind that is overwhelmed can't do something that you really need to do.
Okay.
So that is what I believe.
You are right. Let's know, how is it like in Liberia? We want to know from you, Victor Lynn, from the advocacy work you do, what's your own observation about the young people in Liberia when it comes to how they're balancing their lifestyles with regards to their educational sojourn, their social ability and interest, and as well as how they cater to themselves in terms of their own healthy lifestyle? What can you say as per your observation? Are the young people more focused on social lifestyle than their academic lifestyles, or are they more focused on their healthy well-being than the two others?
Okay, so I can personally say that most young people, Liberians youth, they are basically focused on the social aspect, because basically their focus on the social aspect is mostly about the excitement, the enjoyment that comes along with socializing. So you find few youth, young Liberians, who focus or who try their possible best to balance these three things, but it's kind of a difficult for you to see most youth. They are not even knowledgeable for the fact that your self-care matters the most, because with the absence of self-care, academic or social life, definitely it cannot survive. So have to give focus to self-care as well. So the issue about balancing their social life and their academic with that of their health, mentally, emotionally, they are not. Most of them, they are not. Basically, most of them are just focusing on the social aspect. Like I said, the excitement, they want to be involved, they want to be engaged, but academically, because when you want to focus on the academic side, it requires time, it required abandonment, it requires sacrifices. So you find most youth, most young people going about with the social aspect in balancing themselves, but less time is given to the academic, and even worse of it is the self-care, because most of them forget about the negative effect of you abandoning your self-care. Most of them forget about that. So you just want to, like, let us say you just want to fit in. Most of them, the social aspect, they just want to fit in. They just enjoy the amusement that comes along with networking, connection, having recreation, and what have you.
Okay.
And then they forget about the academic side of it. So you find it very, very challenging to see most youth not neglecting the others, and then they are only focusing on one. You will find some that focus only on the academic, and then they have less interest in the social aspect. You will find others who have interest in the social aspect and then give less attention to the academic and that of the self-care. And we are talking about how can young people balance these three, because I can say personally that these three aspects of life to young people they are very, very essential, because they play a part. And if an individual lack one of these, definitely there is a gap. So we have to do more awareness, more mentorship, or encourage young people to balance these things, because if you do statistic, most people, they are only focusing one out of these three. So the point or the issue here is how best we can be able to focus on these three.
Just quickly, Vitaling, you spoke about the three being very crucial to the young people's lives. In case these young people are not prioritizing the three, instead maybe just one, are there any means through which, if a young person ignores one of the three, that it affects his or her life? How do you think this will affect a young person's life if they are only focused on one aspect of the three?
So, like I said, each aspect has an important role to play in one's life. For academic, it shapes a person's mind. Social life, it builds connections. It helps you to build connection. And self-care, it helps you to preserve your health. So if you neglecting an aspect of this, you will notice that there is a gap. So you see that for those who are focused on academic, you find them sometimes, most of them, they are being overwhelmed with studies, stress, have a lot compelling themselves. Even when there is a time to rest, they don't rest. It is true that you can study enough and also get time to relaxing, give yourself time to more sleep. And it really affects if you are not giving yourself or you are not taking more rest. So that have to do with the self-care. So if a person is not giving much rest or sleep, you notice that they will become nervous, they will become overwhelmed, exhausted. Sometimes they are engaged in activities they find, or let us say, they have less interest into it. So these are some of the way it affects. It makes you to not have interest in one thing, because basically you are focused on a particular thing.
Okay.
And these are some of the it creates a gap.
Thank you so kindly. So far, we have listened to our guests with interesting conversations so far. Let's now hear more insights from WADR's Sankule Janko, more about balancing academics, social life, and personal well-being.
Balancing academics, social life, and self-care is a challenge for young people worldwide.
However, in West Africa, this balancing act comes with unique social, cultural, and economic pressures. It often begins with tense academic competition. In many communities, success in education is viewed as the primary pathway out of poverty, placing immense pressure on students to perform. Yet, this pressure is intensified by limited resources, overcrowded classrooms, underfunded schools, and a lack of access to modern learning tools such as stable internet and electricity, particularly in rural areas. When it comes to social life, challenges persist. Cultural expectations often require youth to adopt reserved or traditional behavior, which can limit social freedom and emphasize academic achievement over personal expression. Economic constraints also play a significant role. Socializing often comes with cost for transportation, food, or even access, which many young people cannot afford. Additionally, generational gaps may lead to misunderstandings, as some parents struggle to relate to how Gen Z communicates and builds relationships, particularly through social media. Self-care and mental health are crucial yet frequently overlooked aspects of youth well-being. Emotional struggles remain a taboo topic in many communities, and access to mental health services such as therapists, counselors, or even basic mental health education is often limited, especially outside of urban centers. Despite these challenges, it is essential for young people navigating the pressures of academics, social life, and personal well-being to prioritize.
Thanks to Sankule Janko for those insights about the topic. So, welcome back to Take the Lead here on West Africa Democracy Radio. Remember, we are streaming live on 94.9 FM and online at wadr.org.
Hey people, my name is Mello, Afrobeat singer from Guinea and Conakry. I love listening to the program Take the Lead on West Africa Democracy Radio.
Hello, my name is Fatou Bintou Souké. I'm the CEO of African Start Shop, and I love listening to the Yacht program Take the Lead on West Africa Democracy Radio.
And so we recognize our partner stations quickly. Within the sub-region in Nigeria, we have Darling FM, Nenzit FM in Kaduna State, Love FM in Abuja. In Liberia, we have Alternative Youth Radio in Lofa County. We have DCN Radio in Rivers County. We have Kwatika Radio in Bong County. And we have Radio Bombing in Bombing County. In Sierra Leone, we have African Young Voices in Freetown. We have Radio Bath in Mal. We have Hands of Hope in Freetown. And we have Eastern Radio in Kono District. In Ghana, we have Radio Path in the Savannah region. We have Royals FM. In the Gambia, we have Numi FM and Radio Veritas. Those are our partner radio stations that often rebroadcast this program. Let's now hear the final words of our guests on the show today. After all they've said, what are their recommendations very quickly to the young people, including the older ones and institutions, towards educating young people about balancing their time with academics, social lifestyle, and their personal well-being. And we will begin with Mo explaining and his own recommendation through what he thinks should happen with the young people maintaining their time with regards to their activities.
Yeah, balance is not challenge. It's not easy as we heard, but there is some recommendation that I'm gonna give you, and I hope that is effectively good. You have to use a planner not only for the studies but for the social life, for social academics and sport, and also for the personal being, you know, and also learn to distinguish urgent and the essential tasks, you know, and accepting not to do everything perfectly, you know, and also the finally, and I can say you don't have to say yes to every request. So especially for the social request, sometimes say no if it's not going better on you.
Okay.
Say no. That is the best narrative.
Thank you so much more for coming today. We thank you for coming, and we will have you another time surely. We hope that you'll be willing to come back.
Yeah, of course, that's my pleasure.
Thank you. Let's hear from you, Joel. What are your recommendations quickly?
Well, my recommendation will be, so you have to structure your day, because if you don't structure your day, you're already lost. You know, and to be able like to have this, you know, balance, what you have to do first. It's not going to be easy, what I'm saying. It's not going to be easy, but everything you have to start on something. And when you start, it's become a habit. So what I would recommend to the people that listening to us is just like when you wake up in a day, you know, if you can go for a run or go for a walk, you know, go do it. It's just a kind of workout to warm up your body. When you come back, take a shower, relax, and get dressed. Go to school. And when you come back to school, if you have a free time, go see your friends, talk to them. If it's just a 1 hour, 30-minute, talk to them, because it's good to socialize with people. It's going to relax you, relax your mind. And I think that's a very good way, you know, to start with. And then if you start with that, and it will become a habit, and eventually at the end of the day, you will be successful.
Great. Thank you so much, Joel. Indeed, we will have you here another time.
Thank you. It will be a pleasure.
Great. Victor Lin, thank you so kindly for being with us today. Please, as you take leave with us, tell us a bit about your own advice or pieces of advice to the young people. It might not just be Liberian youths, but across the West African sub-region. How would you want them to manage their time with regards to their educational activities, their social life, and personal well-being?
Okay. So if I would recommend anything, I would love to say that in order for us to balance these three things, our academics with our social life and that of self-care, we should make time management a habit. Yeah. It shouldn't be only about when you want to get a task done, but it should be something that we should practice on a daily basis. It should become a part or part of us. It should be a habit. So we should always learn to plan our schedule. Yeah, discipline ourselves.
Okay.
And be able to be aware, because self-awareness do matter. So that's what I would say. Time management, prioritize your goals, set boundaries. Yeah, but most importantly, make time management a habit, not just where you have all tasks to complete.
Great. We hope to have you on the platform another time. Victor Lin, thanks so kindly for being with us today. Okay, let's finally hear from you, Aliyu. What are your pieces of advice to the young people?
Well, my last word that's gonna be like to know how to manage them time, right? Because if you don't manage your time well, you can't go further. So to manage your time, this is the ultimate, you know, advice that I'm going to give you. To use a to-do list. Why? Because the to-do list will let you know that this is what I have to do this day, and if I don't do it, I have failed my day. So if you keep doing it, then you'll be confident every day, and while having confidence, you'll achieve everything you want, whether it is about, you know, social life or academics. And at the same time also your health will be up. Why? Because while you're feeling confident, then you will not be stressed, and you will, you know, think easily and take care of yourself.
Thank you so kindly, Aliyu. We will have you another time, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully we're going to be back.
Great. Well, listeners and viewers, this is where we conclude the 36th edition of Take the Lead here on West Africa Democracy Radio, broadcasting on 94.9 FM, on YouTube at WADR, on Facebook, WADR English service, and worldwide at wadr.org. Many thanks to you for being with us today. Please join us next Friday for another live episode of the program. Remember to take the lead in shaping the discourse for the betterment of young people in Africa. My name is Augustine Cully. I'll talk to you next time.
Take the Lead is back in 2025 with a brand new format. Yes, your youth exchange space will now be broadcast live every Friday at 4:05 p.m. Universal Time. And that's not all. Dear internet users and WADR subscribers, you have the opportunity to experience the show live and direct on our online platforms on Facebook at WADR English Service and on YouTube at WADR. Take the Lead every Friday from 4:05 p.m. Universal Time and rebroadcast same day at 1 a.m. Universal Time. Also on every Tuesday, your youth program will be rebroadcast at 7:15 a.m. and 4:05 p.m. GMT. Take the lead and champion the discourse for the betterment of young people.
WADR is back on satellite. You can listen to West Africa Democracy Radio anywhere across Africa and Europe via satellite. Tune in on Eutelsat 16A at 16 degrees east with a frequency of 12687 MHz and a symbol rate of 30,000. Stay connected to the heartbeat of West Africa. WADR. We are your trusted voice across the region. At WADR, your voice matters. Starting this quarter, we'll bring you a space to share your thoughts on the issues shaping your country and West Africa. From politics and culture to everyday life, we want to hear you on It's You Speaking. Send us a WhatsApp voice message on +221 7818 45421. Because the story of West Africa is not complete without your opinion. And listen to the broadcast 7:15 a.m. Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Stay tuned, speak up, and let's make your voice a part of the debate. Only on West Africa Democracy Radio, 94.9 FM Dakar. It's You Speaking.
WADR, vous pouvez nous écouter sur la 94-90 FM à Dakar, via le net sur les www.wadr.org.